Burbank. What do you want?
A telegram for Steve Connors.
I'll take it for him.
Will there be any answer?
No, there's no answer. You're going to meet a tall, dark woman. You're going to take an ocean voyage.
Ocean voyages cost money, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah. There you are.
Oh, wow, thanks. $50.
I want 45 cents change. Well, they're just not making money the way they used to. Well, who could be sending Steve a telegram? I better take it up and give it to him. Nah, maybe it's not important enough. I'll steam it open first and see what it says. No nuts. Kettle isn't even on. See if I can read it like this. Chicago. Ill. Somebody sick. What are you doing? I'm trying to read this telegram.
Well, why don't you open it?
Oh, I couldn't do that. It's not for me.
Well, who's it for?
It's for you. Now, let's see. We'll arrive.
Give me that telegram.
You're pretty impolite pulling things out of people's hands like that.
Gee, I wonder who it could be from.
Hey, Steve, where did you put the... What's that?
Well, it's a telegram.
Oh, thanks. It's probably from my broker.
Give me that. Hey, I'm afraid to open it. Somebody... I wonder if it could be bad news.
Oh, give it to me. I'll open it. If it's bad news, I won't tell you.
Well, where's it from? What does it say?
Interesting, huh? I think it's very dull. Oh, Earl.
Who's it from?
Will you please go somewhere else and shave?
Well, what does it say? Who's it from?
I'm coming for a 1-week stay. Will arrive International Airport 1 p.m. today. Please meet me. Love, Mother. You know anybody named Mother?
Hey, my mom's coming to visit me.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, if your mother's coming to visit, I better tell Amy. Maybe she can fix up a place for her to sleep.
Gee, I haven't seen her in months. You're gonna love her.
I can hardly wait to meet her. I'll go to the airport with you.
Well, you better meet me there because I've got an 11 o'clock appointment downtown, and I better go straight from there to the airport.
I'll meet you at the airport, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, and in the meantime, I'll speak to Mrs. Morgan and see if she can find a place to put your mother up here.
Yeah, will you do that?
Yes.
I've got...
What's the matter?
Wait a minute. I can't bring my mother here.
Why not? Oh, Earl, huh? Don't worry about him. I'll take him out and have him fumigated, and your mother won't catch a thing.
No, it's not that. It's... Well, you see, I've been writing home telling her what a big success I am here in pictures, and that I've got a lot of money, and that I've got a big house.
Well, what did you tell her all those things for?
Oh, I don't know. Just sort of a little white lie to make her feel good. You know how mothers are. They like to think their children are successful.
Yeah, I know how it is. My mother feels the same way about me. She doesn't know I'm out in Hollywood out of work. She thinks I'm out of work in Detroit.
Yeah. Please.
Oh, come on, buddy. Cheer up.
I guess there's nothing to do but tell her the truth, that I'm not a success.
Guess she'll have to. I'll see you later, huh?
Yeah.
Take it easy, kid. Little guy's on the spot. I wonder if there's some way I could help him out.
Oh, Denny, Earl told me the good news. Steve's mother's coming out.
Yeah.
Where's Steve?
Well, he had to go downtown. He had an appointment.
Oh, I think it's wonderful. And I figured out how she can stay right here with us.
Well, you're very sweet, Mrs. Morgan, but I don't think we can let her stay
Oh,
here.
why not? She won't put me out. I'd love to have her.
Oh, sure you would, and you're a real sweet kid, but look. You see, Mrs. Morgan, Mrs. Connors thinks Steve is doing real great out here in Hollywood. She thinks he's a big success, and he's a movie star, and he's got a big, sumptuous home, and has servants and everything. Well, thinking all that stuff, how can we bring her to a dump like this?
I see your point, after all. What do you mean, dump?
Oh, now, please, Mom, I didn't mean it that way. Look, Mom, you know I love it here.
Why did he tell a thing like that to his mother?
You mad at me?
No. Hi, Mom. Hello, Danny.
Hey.
Well, Kathy, what are you doing home so early? I thought you were working in a picture.
Oh, well, you see, Mama, was postponed. The Star Virginia Mail was called out of town for a week. I just saw Steve driving away. Where was he going?
He just had a wire from his mother. She's coming out to visit him today.
Isn't that wonderful? Oh, he told me so much about her. I'm so anxious to meet her. She can stay here with us, can't she, Mom?
Well, your mother's already suggested that, Kathy, but I don't think I can allow it.
Well, why not?
Well, it seems Steve has been writing his mother that he's a big movie star living in a great big home. And Denny here doesn't think he should bring her to this dump place.
Well, you know, you see, his mother expects him to live in a big palatial mansion, so we got to find him one.
Oh, just like that. Well, what do you suggest we do, build?
All right, now don't be a wise starlet. Maybe we can borrow one. You know a lot of movie people. Maybe one of those would... Now, wait a minute. What's the name of the one you just now said was going away for a week? The one you're supposed to be in a picture with, the Mayo brothers?
That's Virginia Mayo.
Virginia, that's the kid. Where does she live?
Well, she has an apartment in the Beverly Towers.
Hey, that's not a bad address. We'll use that one.
Oh, just how do you plan to do that?
Well, it shouldn't be hard. After all, I've been told that I resemble her husband. What's that fellow's name? Mitchell O'Shue, Michael O'Shore.
Michael O'Shea.
That's the character, Michael O'Shea. Ooh, a fool. Well, I think I'll go over and take over Virginia Mayo's apartment.
Oh, Denny, what are you planning?
Now, Mom, don't worry about a thing. You stay right here and answer the phone. As soon as I get everything set, I'll call you. So long, Cat. Boy, like to have the key to Virginia Mayo's apartment.
Yes, sir. Whose apartment?
Virginia Mayo.
And who are you to be asking for Miss Mayo's key?
Happen to be her husband.
Oh, I didn't recognize you, Mr. O'Shea.
Yeah.
When did you get back?
Back? Oh, have I been someplace?
Miss Mayo told me you were elephant hunting in Africa.
Buddy, if you were married to Virginia Mayo, would you be off chasing elephants in Africa?
No, I don't believe I would.
See what I mean? Well, stop drooling and give me the key with the key. All righty? Now, look, I have to go out to the airport and meet some of Miss Mayo's relatives. While I'm gone, will you have the apartment cleaned up? Thank you.
What she ever sees in him, I'll never know.
But, Mrs. Morgan, you got to do it. I got the apartment and everything is all set.
Well, all right, we'll try it. Yes. Yes, yes. All right, goodbye. Oh, that's Denny.
Well, what does he want? What are we supposed to do?
We're supposed to go to the Western Costume Company, and then we're to go over to Miss Mayo's apartment, and Earl, you're to...
I won't do it.
Earl?
See anybody in?
No, I hope she didn't miss the play. But there she is. Hey, Bob.
Well, Mother Connors, it sure is nice to see you. My goodness, you look just like I thought you would.
Buddy, that's not her.
It isn't? Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry, ma'am, but you look just like his mother.
Well, and you look just like his father.
Oh, I do not. Wow.
Mom, I want you to meet a good friend of mine.
I know it's Denny.
How are you, Mrs. Connors? Sure is nice to see you. My goodness. Hey, let me take you back. You want to know something? I feel like I already know you because that's all this kid has talked about is you since we've been out here. He's really missed you.
Well, I miss Stuyvesant, too.
Yeah, well, I'll get the... Stuyvesant?
Mom, please. I had to fight my way through school because of that name. They call me Steve.
Oh.
Stuyvesant. Let me have your tickets, Mrs. Connors. I'll get the rest of the bag. Oh, murder. Business for you here. Wow.
I just can't wait to see Hollywood. I've heard so much about it. And to think that you're such an important part of it.
Well, you see, Mom,
Oh, well, but you're so handsome.
Yeah.
No wonder they want to make a movie star of you.
Mom, look, see,
Look how modest he is. You see, that's part of his charm. The point is, success didn't go to his head.
Oh, I just can't wait to see that sumptuous home he wrote about, too.
Yeah, well,
The point is, Mrs. Connors, Steve doesn't really own a big, sumptuous house.
He doesn't?
No, he just owns a big, sumptuous apartment.
Yeah. Denny, please.
Not now. Look, go get the car, and we'll drive over to the apartment, huh?
All right.
Hey, wait a minute. On second thought, I think I better drive.
Why? I know the way.
No, not where we're going. Stuyvesant, will you get the rest of the bags?
My, Miss Mayo has a beautiful apartment, hasn't she?
Mother, I'm not so sure we ought to be here. After all, it is somebody else's home.
I know, but then he said he got permission from somebody or other. My, you look pretty.
Pretty? pretty silly. I'm anxious to meet Steve's mother, but not as his maid.
Oh, I know, dear, but Denny thought it was a good idea.
Denny thought. I'm not so sure he can. You know, I don't think he has all his marbles. Besides, I don't like the idea of you being Steve's housekeeper either.
What are you kicking about? Look at the outfit they gave me. I look like an undertaker's delight. Look at this. If you're going to laugh at me, I'm going home.
Please, no, we weren't laughing at you. As a matter of fact, you look very distinguished.
I do?
Yes. You look like a real gentleman.
Yeah. I guess I'll do it then. You may clean the joint up. And, Fifi, draw my bath.
Take your feet off the sofa. Come on now, hurry up. Let's get into the pantry. They're going to be here in a minute.
Why do we have to hide in the pantry?
Denny told us to stay in there until he rang for us.
Oh, here we are. Right here, Mrs. Connors. Step right in, Mrs. Connors. Sort of a Chinese ranch house style. How do you like it?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's charming. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it's great. It's terrific. It's wonderful.
Hey, stop acting like a tourist. You live here.
It's so well such good taste. Did you furnish it yourself, son?
Ma, I got to tell you something. This...
Well, to tell you the truth, Mrs. Connors, no. Steve didn't do it because he's too busy for that sort of thing, because he's making pictures and personal appearances, and, well, to tell you the truth, I did it.
Well, you certainly have exquisite taste.
Yeah, I sure do. Well, background, you know.
This is priceless.
Oh, you like that, do you? Well, I picked this up in Paris.
Is it a genuine Picasso? A Picasso?
No, it's a painting. You can always tell by the wooden frame around it.
Steve, I really am proud of you. I had no idea you were so successful. In your letters, you just
Look,
merely
Mom,
stated
I've got to tell you
Let
something.
me tell her, will you, Steve? Let me tell her, old man. Look, Mrs. Connors, what Steve is trying to say is, well, he's a kind of a modest guy, and he plays everything down, you know what I mean? Well, I tell you, why don't you go in your room and settle down, huh?
Well, I would love to freshen up a little bit.
All right.
My bag?
I'll have the servants bring him in.
The servant? Oh, of course, the servant.
Now, let me see here. Oh, yeah, here we are. Gets dark early in California.
You closed the drapes.
Oh, haven't rung for a servant in so long, I forgot how. Oh, there it is. This ought to get somebody.
Son, what seems to be wrong with your butler?
He's the nervous type. His mother was scared by a woodpecker. Take the ladies' bags into the guest room. I said, take the ladies' bags into the guest room.
I know you're saying something, but I can't hear you. I got a ringing in my ears.
Never mind. I'll get one of the other servants to do it.
Are all your servants like that?
Well, you see, ma'am, we get them from the Riveters Union. They're a little nervous. But we got one more, and she's all right. I hope. Just one moment, please.
Did you ring?
Yes, I rang, Kathy. Now, Mrs. Connors, I want you to understand that the servants are at your disposal at all time. And, Kathy, I'd like to have you take Mrs. Connors' bags into her room, draw her tub, and help her to change, please.
Yes, sir.
And, Mrs. Morgan, I'd like you to go out into the kitchen and prepare a little light lunch. Nothing elaborate, you understand? Just the usual caviar, champagne, and pheasant on the glass. And, Earl, I want you to help Mrs. Morgan. And after you're through, you can set the table, serve the lunch, sweep off the terrace, dust off the flowers, come inside, press my pants, shine my shoes, and give me a rub down.
Denny,
Yes, Steve?
what's going on here? You ought to be ashamed of yourself to make Kathy and Mrs. Morgan act like my servants. And this place would...
Yeah, beautiful, ain't it? Look at this joint.
Yeah. Whose is it?
Oh, it belongs to that actress there. What's her name? That Virginia Mayo. She's going out of town, so I just borrowed it.
You can't do a thing like that.
I know we can, but, buddy, brace yourself. We're doing it.
I'm going to go tell Mother.
Now, wait a minute. Steve. You can't do that. Now, you saw how happy it made your mother to think you were living so good. Now, what do you want to do? Walk in there and disillusion her?
No, I don't, but I'm going to tell her.
Now, wait a minute. Look, let's go out on the terrace and talk the whole
Come
thing.
here. Suppose Miss Mayo or her husband come back while we're here.
Look, Steve, they're not gonna come back. She's gone away for a 2 weeks vacation, and he is off in Africa somewhere chasing lions or elephants. Let's go out on the terrace.
You want me to take the bags upstairs to your apartment, Mr. O'Shea?
No, that's all right. Just put them down. Have them sent up later. Yeah, I'll keep the change.
Thanks, Mr. O'Shea.
Hello, George. Key, please.
Yes, Mr. O'Shea. Did, you just fall out of the window, sir?
George, you've been nipping again. You know, I just came back from Africa.
But I thought you,
You thought what?
Never mind.
Look, George, send the bags up to my apartment a little later on. Oh, and I don't know what you do, but whatever it is, I'd advise you not to do it while you're working, huh? Look, buddy, you take my word for it, you got nothing to lose. All you gotta do is live here for a week, and your mother will go home a happy woman. Now, will you believe me?
All right, I'll try it for a couple of days and see how it works out.
Okay, let's go see what your mother's doing.
Come in.
Sure is good to be home. Wonder where Virginia is. Hey, Virginia! Must be at the studio. Well, the servants are still here, I guess.
You stop hitting that thing. Here's your lunch. I hope you choke on it.
Where did you get that crazy jacket?
Must be a new butler Virginia hired. She really picks him. Well, the service is good and I'm hungry, so... Crazy jacket. I think I'll have this after I change into something more comfortable.
That is not for you. Like a pig. You'll eat when the rest of us eat. And take off that ridiculous robe.
Oh, I got to talk to Virginia about these servants.
We're getting away with it. Everything's working like a charm.
It is?
I hasn't suspected a thing. But hadn't you better take the robe off?
Hmm? Oh, no. Suppose Miss Mayo comes in.
Well, stop worrying. She won't be back for a week. We've got the place all to ourselves.
What's happening to this country since I've been gone? Wasn't like this before I went away.
I just can't get used to all this luxury you're living in. Son, I had no idea you were doing so well in pictures. When did we see your first picture?
That's a good question, Mrs. Connors.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it, because I'm going to let you answer it.
Oh, buddy, thanks loads. Well, I'll tell you, Mrs. Connors, the reason why you haven't seen Stephen... Why don't you take your mother out on the terrace and let her get a view of Hollywood? Wouldn't you like that?
Yes, I would. I'd love
Come on, Mom, this way.
Oh, murder. This is getting nerve-wracking. I didn't know she was going to be so inquisitive.
How'd you like your... What'd you do with it?
With what?
Oh! You ate it. You ate everything, including the glass and the tray. Everything but the napkin. Gee, what an appetite.
I got to go someplace where it's quiet. Funny place to have a mirror. I knew I shouldn't have been out in that hot African sun without a hat.
Really lovely out there. You were right. The view from the terrace is beautiful.
Well, thank you very much. You tourists get in every place, don't you?
Sure. Don't you think it's about time that we told Mother... Well, what are you dressed for? Trick or treat? Where did you get that jazzy kimono?
You know, I'm getting a little sick of people making fun of my clothes. First it's the servants, now you people, whoever you are, and incidentally, I wish you'd leave my apartment.
It was your idea for us to come here in the first place.
My idea?
Yeah.
Now, look, let's not have any misunderstanding. Will you just leave quietly? I'll have the butler show you out. Excuse me, madam?
I was ready for you that time. What do you want now?
Would you show those people out, please?
Hey?
I said, would you please show those people out?
You show them out yourself. You brought them in here.
Why, you ought to be ashamed of yourself throwing them out when it was you who concocted the whole scheme.
Madam, I concocted nothing.
Don't you call my mother a liar. You're to blame for this whole thing.
Don't you
Now,
pick
just
on my
the very
sister.
moment I
Hey,
came in.
listen.
Now, look,
You started this
Oh,
whole
my
thing.
God.
Steve, what did you do with my return trip ticket?
Don't worry, Mother. I'll straighten this all out. I'll take care of it. Denny, look, I appreciate what you did for me, but
What's all the excitement out here? What's everybody hollering and yelling for? A fella tries to get a little sleep and everybody's screaming and yelling. How are you, buddy? Oh, man, did I have a murderous day. Hey, Steve.
Yeah?
Did I just now walk past myself?
Oh. You're, Mr.
Michael O'Shea.
Boy, and you're married to Virginia...
Virginia Mayo.
The boy. Denny.
I think I'll kill myself.
Son, what's this all about?
Mother, I can explain everything. You see, I'm not really...
I wonder if you'd mind explaining someplace else, please. I'd like to have my apartment to myself, if you don't mind.
Well, of course, Mr. O'Shea, we'll leave. We're very sorry about this whole thing. We'll leave quietly. But before we go, would you mind extending a little favor to me? It'll only take just a moment.
Well, for one moment, all right.
Denny,
Yeah, Earl?
Amy wants to see you.
Oh? Hello, Amy.
Hello, Denny.
Well, I'll see you
Excuse
later.
me, Mr. O'Shea.
What's the matter?
All right, Amy. No!
Well, I guess I've got everything.
I hope I'm not going to inconvenience you, Mrs. Morgan.
Oh, it's no inconvenience. I just hope you'll be comfortable in my room.
Well, I'm sure I will. You have a charming home here. Son, will you take me out and show me Hollywood tomorrow?
Sure.
I'd like to go on one of those sightseeing buses.
All right, Mom.
Just a minute. Sightseeing bus? Look, we can't have a big star like him riding around in an ordinary sightseeing bus now. We got to do this right. So I'll tell you what I'll do. First of all, I'll get a studio limousine. Then we'll go over to Humphrey Bogart's and we'll have lunch. Then we'll go over to Marilyn Monroe's and we'll go swimming in her swimming pool. Then we'll go over and see Sheila Graham and... No? I'll make the bus reservations.